Season 3, Episode 15 of One Man's Opinion. Today I am reviewing Goodspeed Musicals' production of Summerstock, a new musical with book and additional lyrics by Cheri Steinkellner, based on the MGM film, directed and choreographed by Donna Feore, running through August 27th at the Goodspeed Opera House at 6 Main Street in East Haddam, Connecticut. If you're going to do a stage adaptation of one of the grand musicals of Hollywood history, then you better do it credit, and Goodspeed hits it out of the park with Summerstock. It may feel a bit dated and nostalgia-ridden for younger audiences, with a clear aim at drawing in dollars from Goodspeed's venerable older subscriber and donor base, but wow, this musical is a delight to watch. Based on the 1950 Judy Garland-Gene Kelly film of the same name, Summerstock is a musical of simple delights with a bumper crop of selections from the Great American Songbook, acrobatic dazzling choreography, and a plot so incredibly impossible that you can't help but enjoy it due to its outrageous nature. Set on a small farm in Connecticut, Jane Falbury, played by Danielle Wade, and her father Henry Pop Falbury, played by Stephen Lee Anderson, are out of money and don't have the staff to bring in their annual cherry harvest. Interestingly enough, there is an actual cherry harvest season in Connecticut, and it is actually in the month of July when the musical is set. So great attention to detail there. If they foreclose, the property will be bought up by the greedy Margaret Wingate, played with malevolent glee by Veanne Cox, who looks to own all of the farmland in town, with the Falbury property as the only one holding out. The possibility of saving the farm happens when Jane's sister Gloria, played by Arianna Rosario, arrives with her troupe of actors, led by Joe Ross, played by Corbin Bleu. The company is also out of money and has left New York City to rehearse on the Falbury farm, much to the chagrin of Jane. Joe and Jane reach an agreement with the cast that the cast will work on the farm as payment for rehearsing on the farm and for room and board, with the intention of presenting their production at the end of the harvest, and the money saving both the farm and the company. A romantic triangle arises as Jane starts to fall for Joe, whom Gloria already is in love with, and the cast deals with a cantankerous leading actor for the musical in the narcissistic Montgomery Leach, played by J. Anthony Crane. It's all pardon the pun stock as far as story goes. After all, it is based off of one of many glamorous MGM musicals from the 1940s and 50s. Many of the songs people may remember, like Get Happy, Happy Days Are Here Again, and Accentuate the Positive, and that's just in the first 3 scenes. The show moves at a toe-tapping brisk pace, much to the dynamic choreography of Feore and the energy of the ensemble, especially with the dance numbers, mostly led by Bleu, who I last saw on Broadway in the last revival of Kiss Me Kate as Bill Calhoun. Bleu is spectacular, a showstopper hoofer with the athleticism of Gene Kelly, the grace of Fred Astaire, and the charm of Brian Stokes Mitchell. Wade has a sultriness in her voice that is reminiscent of her predecessor Garland, and does an excellent job balancing her moments of confidence as she takes charge of these roustabouts living in her barn, and moments of insecurity as she fears for the farm's welfare and her awakening attraction to Joe. As I said earlier, Veanne Cox is marvelous as Margaret Wingate. She gets a fantastic number with J. Anthony Crane as her frigid facade melts to Montgomery's wealth and status as an A-list actor. Two standout supporting roles go to Gilbert L. Bailey II as Phil Filmore, the composer of the musical being staged at the farm, and Will Rowland as Orville Wingate II, Margaret's henpecked son who aspires to be a musician. Though there isn't a, quote, romance between the two men, which I'm kind of relieved that there isn't yet another shoehorned gay romance written in here, which has become a cliche in the modern musical, the two have one of the most adorable meet-cutes I've seen in a long time. It's a marvelous pairing, and I'm totally happy with there being homosexual overtones between the two without the need to force the narrative. Plus, the two are both hysterical and bring a delightful humor to the show. Though scenic designer Wilson Chin has created a great textured set, looking like a farmhouse and barn, after 5 full seasons in a row, minus the hiatus due to COVID, of having a season with country-themed scenic designs with Oklahoma, the Will Rogers Follies, Because of Winn-Dixie, Anna Green Gables, and now Summerstock, it's becoming difficult to tell how much is actually original and how much is repurposed. With that in mind, I can't really fault Goodspeed for doing this. If they are repurposing set pieces every year, it saves money and is a sensible move when theater companies are all struggling to maintain revenue. Summerstock should definitely help with that, as it is a wonderful musical in the classic style. It's family-friendly, and it's full of joyful song and dance with romance and comedy. But I'm only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Summerstock, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get tickets. I'd like to thank my patrons over on Patreon for their support. I appreciate everything you do for me. If you'd like to become a patron, I'll leave a link in the description. You can also support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and click the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be The Cottage on Broadway. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.